One, two, three, start. All right. Good morning and welcome everyone in today's session. Today we are going to start something very special because I have never discussed in my career. This is IELTS writing, vocabulary topics and keywords. In IELTS, keywords, vocabulary, these are always extremely important because if you don't understand the vocabulary, you are zero. If you don't understand the keywords, you won't be able to understand what to do. So extremely important, hit to the point is this one. So let's come to the next idea, that is IELTS vocabulary and topics. IELTS test managers believe that certain topics are most suited. Specific topics are always there, always, like it's common. To advance discussions in the world today, people who take IELTS should have a reasonable understanding and interest regarding these areas. These topics also help with the reading and listening IELTS test. So do you understand? It's not only for writing, reading and listening test. These topics are also used to formulate the reading and listening materials. So you will also find in the questions. Number 1, work and career. Includes of opportunities and problems at work, ways of motivating and rewarding workers, the work-life balance, changes in patterns of job and work, for example, the growth of working from home, career choices and training, and occasionally the relationship between the governments and the businesses or industries. So work and career is always there in listening, reading, even writing and speaking. Work and career, this is extremely important. If you notice very carefully, the keywords are job patterns, relationship, workers, motivating, rewarding, opportunities, problems, work-life balance. These are all keywords which are extremely important if you want to talk or if you want to write. Then comes the next. Take a look, vocabulary for topic 1. Productivity, subsidizing health programs. You see, every organization has got some health related money wherever you work. It means health is our wealth. If you are not fit, can you work? No. Work and life balance, pay increments, perks or financial rewards such as bonuses or incentives related. When you talk, you need these words. Job satisfaction, target related payments, on the job training, day release programs, career progression, better job prospects, performance review and appraisal. Appraisal, do you understand?
No, sir.
Appraisal, it means like the ability to impress somebody. You are appreciated. Restructuring, downsizing or outsourcing the workforce. Suppose we need 20 workers, but currently we have 13. 7 are outsourced, means we hired temporarily for the purpose. So these are the topic 1 vocabulary. Then topic 2, education and schooling. Schooling, do you understand? Schooling means like any kind of department. If you go to England, you will find School of Business. It means Department of Business Administration, something like this. Includes teaching methods and resources, approaches to exam testing, school management, people motivation, behavior, discipline, school sport, extracurricular activities, higher further education and course funding. Suppose one of you became the organizer of a school or the vice principal or principal of an organization. So what does it mean? You need to manage all this in order to get everything smoothly running. So these are the words, vocabulary related to this. You'll find them in all modules. Curriculum, pedagogical experts, pedagogue or demagogue. Pedagogical means related to teaching. Related to teaching. Academic achievement, further or higher education, teacher-led lessons and autonomous learning. Teacher-led lessons, suppose a teacher is all the time talking, not the students. That's not a good learning. That is called autonomous learning. And that was the old method, but the modern method is interactive method. Rote learning, data gathering from the internet, guided learning process, then distance learning, self-study and syllabus. So distance learning, you just think about it when you are in the different districts. A teacher is teaching. You understand? Suppose I have almost more than 2,000 students in Cox's Bazar. They still want to learn from me. So how can I help them? Distance learning. I can connect them through Google Cloud or Zoom cloud meeting, and then go for some special classes sometimes when they force me. So this, and I also guide them with the syllabus. These are all vocabulary related to this pedagogical part. Yeah. Then comes children and family, topic number 3. These are all, remember, related to all modules. You'll find them 100% sure. In any module, you'll find them. I'll also explain that. Includes child psychology development. Every child, every human being, every student is different. Right? Every learner is different. A teacher should know it, then apply accordingly. Ways of bringing up children, family discipline, childcare, preschooling learning, parental roles, family structure roles, adolescence. What do you mean by adolescence? 13 to 18 years. By that time, it's a kind of psychological balance. In that time, physical growth and psychological growth together take place, and if the teacher or the parents are very caring, a student will be very much perfect. Teenagers and elderly family members. These are related to children and family. So here one thing is very important, discipline and care. I already explained discipline in first class. So these are the related vocabulary. Foster parents and guardians. Sorry, foster parents. Foster means taking care of something. In Bangla, it's called lalon palon kora. You understand? Foster parents and guardians. Parents acting. Foster parents means, suppose in the absence of your father or mother, who will take care? Another parent. It could be teacher, it could be your uncle, it could be your aunt, anybody else, or your sister, brother. Right? Elderly sister, brother. Suppose my younger brother is 10 years like junior to me. So I can play the role of father. Parents acting, role models, role models. Definitely you have someone who is a role model in your life. It could be anybody. Establish ground rules for behavior. Rules of behavior. How should you behave in any situation? That's very important. Your behavior is your personality. If you can behave well, you can impress anybody. You'll be taken care of. Even when you are traveling, if you behave well with the lower people or the higher people, you'll get guided, definitely. And then codes of conduct. Bullying. Bullying means criticizing someone in front, direct criticism. That's very bad. And if you face bullying, then what will happen? You don't need to be emotional. You need to just become rational. There are two ideas, emotional and rational. In the last class, I talked about emotional intelligence. Truancy, delinquency. Delinquency, is very, very important topic. Teenage crime. Teenage crime is called delinquency. Peer pressure. Some of your friends are doing very well, but you cannot do well. That's why you're frustrated. Don't do that. Keep trying. If you can't, target your strength, target your weakness. Try to improve. Doesn't matter to, I do not need to compete with anybody. Then comes after school childcare. Right? It's very important. After school, what do you do? It depends on the children. Bonding, absorbing patterns of behavior. It could be family bonding. I told you a story of 4 friends, you remember? 4 friends. Who was unsuccessful, he became the most successful, you remember? That's called absorbing patterns of behavior and bonding. I will be successful if I am together with my family. Then comes well brought up. Your words will tell you what kind of background you have. Am I right? Yes. That is called well brought up. Sometimes, suppose I'm from a slum. What do you mean by slum? Yeah, but my behavior is so well brought up that you will be surprised. You won't be able to understand that I'm from Islam. I'm from a very poor family. Why? Because my brought up was perfect. That's why wherever you are born, wherever you are studying, doesn't matter. What matters? Whether you are brought up well. Next come nature, environment and energy. Remember, these are the topics for reading, writing, listening and speaking. All. You'll find 100% in the exam. That's why I'm showing it. Includes fossil fuels. Reading passage. Renewable fuels. Climate change. Threats to the environment. Deforestation. Pollution. Their effects. Biosphere. Pollution of the rivers, lakes, seas. Animal life. Human attitudes to animal. What should be your attitude to animal? Angelic. You should be an angel to any animal, first of all, even including the birds. Am I right? Never kick any chicken on the way. Never throw any stone to the dogs or cats. What does it mean? They will consider you devil. There are two concepts. Angel. Human being can be devil. Human beings can be angel. It's up to you. Choice is yours. These are the words, very important. I'm just teaching you vocabulary now. Then comes vocabulary for this topic number 4, contamination. What do you mean by contamination? Pollution. A serious form of pollution is called contamination. In Bangladesh, I'm sorry to say actually, the businessmen are highly corrupted and they contaminate food items with chemical things and unnecessary things in order to get more profit, make more money. And ultimately the result is, do you know what? Their family members also get affected. Because some other businessmen are also doing the same and he's taking them. Probably he's not eating his quality foods. He's taking some other areas. Remember, whatever you do, it will get returned. Biosphere. If you cut trees and create fire and use air conditioning car, body spray, air conditioning classroom, biosphere will get affected. Your body also get affected because CFC, chlorofluorocarbon, is emitted all the times. You know this, and this is going to be very important for your reading, writing. Emissions from cars is already given. Pollutant particles. Number 1 is polythene. Pollutant particles are polythene. Suppose think about water can, plastic water cans. If you take this plastic water can all the times, there is microplastics. It goes to your lungs. Then comes soil erosion. Soil erosion, do you understand? If the trees are cut down, soil gets flown away and all the drains are blocked. And when there is rain, water flows. Why? You are cutting down trees. Soil is getting down. Dumping of waste products in places outside the landfills or waste processing centers, recycling centers. Dumping the waste products in unnecessary places. That's why cities polluted. Then comes threats such as poaching, habitat loss and food chain disruption, famine, drought due to the lack of safe irrigation. What do you mean by famine? Lack of food. Lack of food. We are lucky still. If anything goes wrong, our businessmen are there. They are corrupted. Remember, there will be crisis of anything. If there is crisis of rice, what will happen? Famine will take place because we are dependent on rice. But remember, there is a technique. The technique is that there is alternative thing. Potato is one, then wheat is another, oats are another. Change that habit. You could get saved because some other countries do not take rice because they were affected by this later on, earlier on actually. So next one is culture, arts and tradition. Folklore. What is the meaning of folklore? Loko Sahitya or Polli Sahitya, that's the thing. Ceremonies, rituals, myths, legends. Let me tell you a myth. Have you heard the name of the mosque, Khan Jahan Ali Mosque? Where is it? Bagerhat. There was a Peer. His name was Gazi Peer. His history has been saved in British Museum. Gazi Peer came from Baghdad. He was a tall, strong man, and he has a kind of mystic power. Mystic means spiritual power, godly power. What's that? Suppose there is a tiger in front of you, and then Gazi Peer used to stand and look at the tiger and control it. There was a crocodile. I'm not telling you a story, this is real. There was a crocodile attacked human being. Gazi saw, jumped into the river, fought with the crocodile, and crocodile died. And even he could hold on to the snakes. There is a picture even. He was riding on the tiger and he was holding a snake. If you go to Bagerhat, you will get the story. And also, if you go to British Museum, you'll find the story. These are myths and legends. Social customs, traditional languages. Bangladeshi traditional languages are different in different parts of the country. Dress and arts, they are also different. Arts of making home. If you go to Brahmanbaria, one type of making home. If you come to Ukhia, Cox's Bazar, another type. The impact of modern life. Because of the impact of modern life, let me tell you what happened. You have a smartphone, you have a smart lungi, smart belt, sunglass. So life is getting affected by different cultures. On traditional lifestyles and differences in national habits, everything is changing gradually due to the impact of other countries and globalization. These are called culture, arts, and tradition. Next one is the vocabulary related to this. Rituals, transmitting social memes such as public duty and self-sacrifice. We are getting affected by social media. Cultural traditions and mythologies, cultural norms that help to maintain the fabric of society, rich heritage of legends and folklore, cultural inheritance, fine art and handicrafts. If you go to Rangamati, Khagrachari, Bandarban, you'll find it. Opera, traditional shantis. So suppose if you go to what is it called? Theater Institute, you will see our culture properly. A lot of painting exhibition, visual or linguistic messages. You'll find art exhibition, a lot of things connected, and it will help you to just become conscious about anything. Healthcare, health, and sport. So all the times I just focus on one thing, that is your health. When I completed my honors and masters, my father told me not to just become excited to get any job. My father told me, if you don't get any job, no problem. My father told me, take care of your health, stay strong, job will run after you, because I know that you studied well. That is the kind of motivation I got from my father. So includes health problems, disabilities. So we need to take care of ourselves. Today we are fit. We should be grateful to God. And you know the story. One day, one of the prophets was talking to the Almighty Allah. You know and Almighty was happy with the prophet. Said that, ask me anything, I will give you today. Then prophet was also intelligent. He said, if you were the prophet, what could you ask from me? Then Almighty said, actually, I definitely do not want to get wealth. Rather, I could want only safe and sound health, because it will lead to peace. And then the prophet said, give me that. And diet and nutrition. Diet and nutrition is very important. Don't take roadside foods. I mean to say fried things. Common things are like shingara and samosa. These are unhealthy because these are created out of palm oil. Remember this, 100% guaranteed. All these shingara and samosa are cooked with palm oil. not with soybean oil. Exercise. What do you mean by exercise? Any kind of work. Anything that helps to move your hands and legs. Ways of providing and educating people about healthcare and health services, medical innovations and treatments, and the benefits and management of common sport. So go to the government hospitals all the times, not to the private clinics, because in the private clinics, I'm sorry to say in the screen, there are some fake doctors. Okay, forget about fake doctors. Real doctors though, but they didn't have any practical classes. Rather, they passed the theory and they became doctor. So what kind of quality will have? He will have. So be careful. Always try to go to the government hospitals because you cannot fake them. Vocabulary: sedentary lifestyle leading or to obesity. Obesity means you become fat. You walk like this. Why? Because you eat too much. Burger, pizza, pasta, noodles, then chicken biryani, all the times you eat, you like them. And there is no limit. And you don't have a balanced life, that's the problem. Impairment of reflexes due to the repetitive nature of hand muscles. Fast food, convenient food, it means you are lazy. You don't want to cook, rather you want to order food. If you order food, remember they are not healthy, 100% guaranteed. Active lifestyle through exercise regimes, participation in the competitive events, initiative to raise awareness of the risk of the situation, sports champions or figureheads. So, all right, take a look at this. Do you know dry fish? Dry fish is very dangerous because they are dried up with the powder called DDT. It's a chemical. It creates cancer. I'm talking about that because my mother died out of cancer, and in CMC Vellore Cancer Hospital, the doctors experimented on Bangladeshi patients because most often Bangladeshi patients go there in CMC Vellore, Chennai, and it was found that like most often they are affected because they take dry fish with the DDT powder. So I request you not to take dry fish. If you want to take dry fish, take fresh fish from the market and dry it yourself home and eat. My father is like in love with dry fish all the times, and then I buy fish and then he dries it up and then eats. Global challenges, very important and 100% sure for any IELTS module. Includes economic issues, their impact on people and society, changes in demographics and movements of populations between countries, long-term trends in population, industries such as unemployment, severe global problems such as famine, drought, and malnutrition. Also, the possible causes of all these issues, their effects, and possible solutions to them. These are 100% sure for any kind of module. You'll find them. These are modern topic. So, what do you mean by malnutrition? Malnutrition means, suppose you all the times like chicken, you don't take fish, or you take fish all the times, you don't take chicken. Getting one type of food will create malnutrition. You'll have vitamin or vitamin deficiency. So economic instability and social unrest. Joblessness undermines economic prospects. Social mobility. What do you mean by social mobility? Most of the people shift their home, change their home. Why? Financially, they are facing problem. In our area, close to Hathazari, we can see Netrokona and people from Rangpur come here because they are suffering in Netrokona and Rangpur financially. That's why they come to Chittagong. Age, demographics, migration. Yeah, migration is the factor. Brain drain. What is brain drain? Any idea? Brain drain is a kind of interesting concept. Suppose, what's her name? Mehboob is extremely talented. Class 5 scholarship, class 8 scholarship, SSC golden A plus, HSC golden A plus, right? And then after HSC he got chance in BUET, but he was insulted by his seniors in BUET. Then he became fed up with the country, and then he consulted with his father, said that I want to leave the country. And currently this is the reality. 40% young students who are very much sound with the financial abilities and with their skill and knowledge, they want to go to other countries. They don't want to stay Bangladesh. Why? And this is a brain drain. Our country will lose talented people. Do you know there are many people working in Google, they are working in NASA, they are Bangladeshi. They are working in America, England, Australia, very developed countries. They are serving other countries. Unfortunately, they are supposed to serve our country. I'm also one of the losers, I should say. I got scholarship in Denmark in 2015. Due to the family bonding, actually, my father and mother didn't want me to go abroad. So I left this chance and I stayed in Bangladesh, and then I was in love with the country. Can you believe it? I love my country very much, and I stay in Hatajari because this is a scenic beauty to me, and I developed my love. I stopped. If I get an opportunity now, even I will not go, because the bonding that developed, I cannot cross it. Existential threats. What do you mean by that? Suppose you are Christian and somebody was insulting you. You are a Christian, why are you in Bangladesh? Or you are very good at English, why are you in Bangladesh? So some threats are given by the society. Famine, drought, and outbreaks of disease. Civil war is another. Suppose think about Myanmar currently. There are many. Do you know BCS carriers and job holders? They are in the jail now. They are arrested by the army. Civil war, political instability, and corruption. I remember I got chance as a first one in one of the jobs, but I was not taken. Rather, somebody else was taken because he was Indian. In 2015, I was so frustrated, but later on I motivated myself. Forget it. They will get their punishment later on. I believe that. So, developing countries. There are two countries. We are developing country, but there are developed countries. Go to Singapore, right? You'll understand. It's like Europe of Asia. Cities and infrastructure, very important. Includes the organization of urban transport, communication, housing, trends in city life, social problems associated with cities, such as overcrowding and petty crime. Petty crime, do you understand? Silly crime. Somebody was raped, no news. No punishment is given for. That's a big crime. And silly petty crimes. The growth of cities, possible future developments in city and living, and comparison of urban and rural lifestyle. There is a vast difference between urban and rural lifestyle. Suppose your name? Anam. Anam is successful. He is doing a bank job and he is looking for a bride. Do you understand bride? Someone to marry, female. So I'm sure he will not get a bride because his family wants the bride to live in the village. That's the difference in urban and rural lifestyle. Then he will not be able to get married very quickly. It will take time, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. Then finally he got someone. Something like this will happen. You understand? That's interesting though. You may not believe, but it's true. Urban life, investment or funding for infrastructure. What do you mean by infrastructure? Development money. High capacity public transport, congestion, transport hubs, integrated road and rail facilities which connect public and private transport, overcrowding in cities, public-private partnerships, community or carpooling, commute from the suburbs of the inner city. These are all vocabulary important. Countryside and agriculture. Let's come to the village. Don't think that village is lagging behind. Covers social and physical changes in the countryside, rural versus urban lifestyle, ways of using the countryside, and methods of farming, including animals and crops. I told you a story of one of my friends who earned 50 lakh taka in 5 years by investing money in the village. He has got poultry, fish cultivation, vegetable cultivation together, and he also employed 3 people. Within 5 years, he made 50 lakh because he himself stayed close to the pond. Now he is not in Bangladesh, he went to Germany. So rural country dwellers means a person who lives there. Rural unemployment, rural poverty, animal husbandry. What do you mean by animal husbandry? Suppose women got some loan, 5,000 taka or 10,000 taka loan. They are taking care of some duck, chicken, turkey, right? Or goat. They are making money. That's called animal husbandry in the villages. Don't think that they are also not earning. A mother is a warrior in the villages. Crop rotation, environmental awareness. Crop rotation means in the village, you see, in the first time I have planted paddy, next time I have planted something else, vegetable. So next time I planted papaya, and I'm making money in with different types of products. Environmental awareness, rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting is interesting. Suppose I create a huge kind of what should I say, water system where rainwater is collected and which is pure fresh drinking water, and I can use it for my family. Also, if it is needed, I can use it for irrigation. What do you mean by irrigation? Jal sech, right? Need to develop the vocabulary that way. Government and the authorities includes law and order, crime policing, justice and punishment. Occasionally, the task may refer to ways managing public services and relations between countries. International relations, very important. If Bangladesh is not strong, some other countries will create problem and it will be like Sri Lanka. Luckily, we are strong. Trustworthy police officers, very important. Having transferable skills such as good investigative ability, lateral thinking, influence in the local community, higher conviction rates through indictment. Remember, the pronunciation is indictment. Can you please find out the meaning? What do you mean by indictment? And the pronunciation that I said, it's not indictment, it's indictment. What do you mean by indictment? Describing something. Right? Now find out the Bangla meaning. Deterrent to crime through sentencing, imprisonment, fines, or community service leading to the rehabilitation of the offender, corruption among local business and government community law-abiding citizens. Did you find out indictment? What's the meaning?
Complaint.
Describing something. In charge. Indict has, this is the verb. Indict is the verb. Indictment is the noun. Remember, all meant, all shun are noun. Alright, that's it. Let's come to the next. And it's, no, don't pause. You can stop the video, yeah.